Hey guys, Moose here. We are back with some more Stonehearth. Building some more houses. Got a lot going on. Trying to consider what I might want to do next for expanding. Some of our plans kind of got blown out of the water. We're not really doing some of the things that I had planned on doing, but that's kind of okay because we're meeting all our needs anyway. There doesn't seem to be any particular issue with what we're doing, so it's fine. I mean, we're not, of course there's not going to be an issue. You don't really need any particular building. But what I mean to say is we're not really missing out on anything. We've got our crafting areas pretty much good to go. We've got our housing, though we always need more. I'm trying to think here, what have I got? If I, am I going to get another no, we're like 3k short. That's not bad, 2.9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14, so 28 right there. And we got, yeah, we definitely have enough beds. Okay. I still want to build more houses, but we 100% have enough beds. Yeah, town items full. That's not surprising. That's okay though. I'm not going to worry about it right now. What I am going to worry about is, do we have a carpenter building? Yes. Weaver, yes. Mason, yeah. No. Yes. Potter, yes. Blacksmith, yes. Cook, yes. Engineer, yes. Herbalist, no, but we don't have an herbalist. So, what if I put that right here? Is there any particular... I mean, it's like not an ideal location, but... kind of don't care. Yeah, fuck it. Why not, right? The only thing that kind of sucks about this is it's going to have to be 3 in here. And then 3. It'll only be 4 deep. Yeah, that's actually kind of shitty. I don't know. They just do it right here? I mean... yeah? Shouldn't I? I mean, it's a little boring, but... I don't really want to do the crafting hut, though. What if I, like... nice spelling, Moose. Weavers... oh, come on. I thought that's what I was typing in. Okay, and then we go here, here, Weaver's Hut, build. Okay, I hit R and it didn't... oh, okay. Thought we were getting attacked, but no, I'm just stupid. Probably could have hit R again to make that happen, but whatever. It's gonna be backwards, kind of, but do I care? What if I do it like that? Is that gonna work? No, okay. Okay, so it's 3 in. I think this is correct. So if I go edit now, delete all this shit. Okay. That part looks good. Yeah, I need to sell some stuff, because we're full. What else do I want to sell? Why do I... okay, this is why we have issues. Get rid of this. 100% do not need all that crap. I'll hold on to the coal. I think we're fine with the wool. You know, let's sell some of the wool. We do not need that much wool. We're not making clothing, so fuck it. It's only 1 gold each, which is good. I don't want to accumulate too much there. And the reason I say that's good is because we don't want to exhaust the gold supply of this trader. We want to be able to continue farming, or continue selling crap to her. Or him? Sark? Is Sark a boy name or a girl name? I genuinely have no idea. Sell some of the trees. By some, I mean most. I think this is fine, unless we have food we want to get rid of. I don't think we have food we want to get rid of. Let's sell the omelets. No, you know what? Fuck that. I'm keeping the omelets. We're good. Alright. Put the road in. Put the door in. Put the lamps in. I think that's the appropriate height. Yeah, it is. It totally is. And then get rid of these. Be very careful about clicking on them properly. I think that's good. So now I can just be done? Because I'm not going to worry about placing that stuff at this point. I need 1 more window. That's what I was missing. Centered and at the appropriate height, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is. Fantastic! We are done. Finish building, build it. That'll be our herbalist's hut. And the reason I didn't put down the thing was because I don't want to have to make an extra one. And they wouldn't be able to anyway because we don't have an herbalist, so I'd rather just move this one. Much easier that way. I'm gonna have the military... No, you know what? I like them where they are. Usually we don't need to... Well... Yeah, we'll send him to fight this guy, but we're not going to have him guard anything. Because we get attacked from here, but we also get attacked from over here. Like now. You guys accelerated, that's cheating. I'm glad that they attacked right when I sent everyone away. On the bright side, they didn't listen to my order to send everyone away. Oh, that guy's getting fucked. Can you not die? Navin Pounder? You beautifully named bastard. Is Pounder like a real last name? I know there's... No, I know Pound is a last name, because the US had a... There's like a few military names that have been like pretty legendary lately. In the last 10 years, I think we've had Dick Army. And, I think Dick Pound was also a Pentagon guy. Dick Pound is fucking awesome. I think you have to go by Richard in that, if that's your name. Like, if you don't say that your name is Richard, you're just... Come on. Your name is basically a high school joke. Which is a little sad. Especially when it's like, you're like a serious person with a serious career. That's not only like a legitimate career, but also like very public on a national level. You can't go by Dick Pound. It's just, come on. Anyway, I hope he's not watching. And I'm 110% sure he isn't watching, but just the same. Yeah, if that's his name, that's his right. I should just be sarcastic and be comfortable being sarcastic, but I always get worried that people are going to have trouble understanding that I'm being sarcastic, and they're going to take me seriously and reply like, I'm like, hey, asshole, it's his name. He was born with it. It's not his fault. He should be allowed to go by whatever he wants to go by. I was like, well, yeah, obviously that's what I think, and that's, you know, I'm not going to say, well, your name's stupid, so you can't go by that in public. Obviously that's not what I'm going to say, but then someone's inevitably going to interpret what I'm saying that way, and then... Bad situation. Still though, Dick Pound is funny. I don't care if it's embarrassing or like... I don't care if it's someone's name. Dick Pound is hilarious. It's not me, the Daily Show made fun. Okay, fuck these eggs. We do not need 187 eggs. But yeah, plenty of people made fun of his name before, so I'm sure it's like, come on. He's probably sick of it. But, I feel like if the Daily Show went for that joke, like, it should be acceptable for me to also go for that joke, even though it's like that was 5 years ago that they were making Dick Pound jokes, I think. And they didn't do it needlessly, like it only happened when his name came up. Oh well. I think it's a funny name. As I've said repeatedly now. That is 17. That took me longer than it should have. Not happy about that one. That's 5, obviously. This one is 14. No. Yes, it is 14. I doubted myself briefly. That was one... not a good decision. Not that I decided to doubt myself, but I shouldn't have doubted myself. That's 27. And that is 17. These are all pretty much some, like, 14 is divisible by 7. And then 27, 17, 17. But I think this, I don't know if this was 17 to start with. I think it was, yeah. That's fine. We're getting some lag, I think? No, we're just not on speed 3. Okay. Maybe we are getting some lag, I don't know. Alright, we can finally get rid of this damn thing and blow up this house. Could move the clay market stall. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Just put it here for now. Not gonna worry about it too much. And we'll move the herbalist lab. Even though it's early. Just get it in there for the future. And I also forgot to do the road here. And I did have a story lined up for this episode, but well, you know, we got time. I'll just make it short. It's a little bit easier. Usually you kind of have to tease out a little bit extra content from a story, so you kind of drag it on a little bit longer than you might normally do it. So maybe starting a little bit late with this one is ideal. But as I've said, I've spoken a bit about my experience in college. I think the main one that I've talked about so far was like tripping and falling on my ass in a giant lake puddle that was like right in front of my door, heading into the townhouse that I lived in at the time, which was their version of a dorm. We didn't, I mean, we had dorms, but that was, we actually got a townhouse. Just pretty fucking sweet. I had my own room, and honestly, I would not have gone there if I didn't have that. That was basically like I was not going to go away for college unless I had my own room. I was not willing to share a room with someone else. That would have killed me. I am not someone that can tolerate that. But I still made friends. Very few friends. I was very much a shut-in and didn't really want to talk to anyone. I still kind of act that way. I don't really make that many friends, which is unfortunate. I'm a friendly guy, like I'm always nice to people and everything, but I just don't really talk to people. I'm not generally comfortable talking to people that much, so I just don't. But, oh nice, they're done. Fantastic. They haven't moved this yet, though. That's a little annoying. No, they'll get there. But yeah, one friend that I did make was this guy from an island, I think in the South Atlantic. I can't pronounce the name at all, but it starts with an M. Can't totally remember if I'm even getting it right anyway. But it's just a very small island nation, and there were a lot of people like that. I lived with a few guys from Kazakhstan. Was it Kazakhstan or were they Mongolian? I think it was Kazakhstan, but they were from like kind of the Mongolian side, I think. Kazakhstan is southwest of Russia, isn't it? So there is no Mongolian side. They seem Mongolian. Am I sure they were from Kazakhstan? I'm pretty sure they were from Kazakhstan. But they looked somewhat Mongolian, ethnically. And they were pretty cool guys. Like, there were a few things they did that really annoyed me. Like, they'd talk really... They weren't having a party or anything, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But, like, it'd be late at night. They'd be having a loud conversation. And it kept me up, and I was kind of an angry asshole, so I'd be like, hey, shut the fuck up. You know, I'd open my door and, like, not say anything, but make a point because they hear me open my door, and I'm like... I just stand there. And they can't see me, I'm upstairs, but they can hear that I open my door and I'm standing there. I'm not doing anything. It's not like I'm going to the bathroom and then they, like, get quiet. And they get it. Like, they weren't assholes, and honestly, I respect that. Even though they were being annoying and making noise, I respect that they understood that, hey, you know, without me telling them, just by being reminded that I exist, they recognize, like, hey, you know, it's pretty late. This guy's probably trying to sleep. Sell our rabbit pelts. Probably don't need those. Squirrel pelts either. Not too many though. But yeah, so they were cool guys. Didn't keep in touch with them at all. We were never that close, but I respect him. And I had another guy who was crazy, but a little bit later in my time in college, I think second or third year there, I lived with this guy I was telling you about from a small island in the Atlantic. And he was apparently pretty seriously Christian, but he hadn't really been exposed to much Western culture. So there's lots of stuff he didn't really understand. Like, he had this weird mix of, like, I don't know if it was American, it was like the American knockoff of Japanese stuff. So he'd get, like, these weird, like, Asian-ish looking kind of anime, but not really cartoons that were, like, the off-brand version of stuff like Voltron and things. And I was like, I've never heard of this, but I know everything about it just by looking at it because this is Voltron or something. And it's, I knew what the analog was, I knew what they were supposed to be. But they were all like, alright, well, this is the off-brand one that you got because you guys, like, whatever channel you had didn't secure the rights to play whatever it, you know, whatever was actually popular. So he was really into that stuff, and I didn't recognize any of it, and he got me to watch some of it, and I was just kind of like, alright, well, I'll humor you, but this is kind of weird. Because we're, like, 20, and we're watching, like... I get some of it, like, I'm into Adventure Time a bit, I'll watch that kind of thing, but Adventure Time is, like, superbly crafted, really good show. This was, like, a shitty 80s, like, not Saturday morning, like, basically what they played when they needed kids programming, but they were, like, they already exhausted everything that wasn't shit, so they just kind of played whatever they had left, and this was that. It was not good. But he hadn't really been exposed to anything, and he was in Canada, we were in Canada, so I was trying to, like, hey, you know, let me bring you up to speed on, like, Western culture and music and things like that. Some of it was books, and that was fun. But then I sent him an email saying, like, hey, here's some Western music on YouTube, like, really popular songs, and even though they're from, let's kill this. Even though they're from, like, the 80s, 70s and 80s or something, they're still really popular. Lots of people still listen to classic rock, so I sent him some, you know, really simple classics, like Highway to Heaven or all that. Or not Stairway to Heaven. What the fuck's wrong with me? For the record, I know music. I'm fucking horrible with the titles for songs and the names of bands. But if I hear the song, I know the song. And I can hum along with it flawlessly. But I don't remember names of songs. But there's one song I remember because his reaction to it was priceless. One of the songs I sent him was Sympathy for the Devil. Because it's a great song. It's a great classic song. I enjoyed a great deal. Not my favorite by any stretch, but I enjoy it. And he did not really understand. And if you remember how I mentioned that the guy who's, like, pretty Christian, he was like, oh, I don't listen to the devil's music. Like, it wasn't about rock. He was fine with rock and classic rock, but just the name alone of Sympathy for the Devil was enough for him to be like, nah, fuck this, I'm out. I'm not listening to that shit. And he was very polite about it, like he respected that I enjoyed that music, but he was very, very, very uninterested in partaking himself. And it was very... like, I didn't even try. I felt there was no coming back from that. Like, once I sent him that, he wasn't going to be listening to me for music at that point. So I did what I could, but, like, I miscalculated and didn't realize Sympathy for the Devil would be, like, a really bad choice for someone who simultaneously is fairly religious, but also doesn't understand or know, like, well, it's not actually about having sympathy for Satan. It's art. Like, it's no different than, like, I don't know, Dante's Inferno. Though making that comparison is a little unfair to Dante's Inferno. Not that Sympathy for the Devil is a bad piece of art, it's just, let's face it, it's not on the same tier as Dante's Inferno. Those are two very different mediums, and not quality, really, just they're different. Anyway, you get what I mean. But it was a very interesting interaction, I guess, is what I'd say. So, anyway, that'll do it for this episode. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the story as well. I don't have too many stories about that guy, because we were pretty boring, other than, I guess, making homemade pizza and figuring out how awesome that is. But, we were both pretty boring guys, and we were just kind of doing our thing in school. So there's not too much to go after there, but that one interaction was priceless, I felt. So, like I said, thank you for listening, hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll join us for the next one as well. Take care.